What's going on, everyone? It's that time once again. Welcome back. If you're watching, this is the third Eaze Radio Instagram live session. We're going to be doing a bunch of interviews today with DJ ET, Quail, and Chameleon Lady. For any of you who don't know what we're doing here, if you haven't seen any of our sessions before, we bring artists from producing Scottish music, and we interview them, ask them questions about their music, their process, just them in general. It usually lasts about an hour, so if you're watching on the Instagram live right now, thank you. We're just going to wait for a few more people to join before we invite anyone on to talk. But if you're watching on the Instagram account, later on the IGTV video, we will have had all of our guests on already. If you happen to join halfway through, it will be going on to Instagram, the Instagram account for Eaze Radio, so you can watch it later if you can't watch the whole thing. So, I think DJ ET is already watching, so I think we might invite him on just now. Yep, okay. You should be joining just soon. Hey man, how you doing?
What's going on, man? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me properly?
Yeah. No, the mask is fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I hope you're not surprised to see me in my mask. You know, that's
I've been made aware of the situation. From what I understand, you're from another planet. That's correct?
Yep. I'm from another planet, and I'm in here in Glasgow trying to, experiment with music and just kind of connecting with people and kind of bringing people together with music. And I feel like that's the one universal language we all speak.
Yeah. Can you tell me anything about your planet before you came to Earth?
The planet is basically called Kepler planet, which is like the other planet they found out, which is like the same like Earth but bigger. And the whole concept is based on where I come from as a person, like my home, and moving to Scotland and making it my home, my experiences from where I come from, and living in Scotland now as my new home.
And what is it about being in Scotland now and the culture and the music that you hear that you think has inspired you to make music here yourself?
To be honest with you, like I've been living in Scotland for like 9 years now, and the one thing that's kind of inspired me is how the scene supports up and coming musicians. Like it's crazy when you look at venues and artists that are basking on the streets, little shows that are going around in Scotland, and bars that are always giving opportunities to musicians. And myself as well, I started off as a DJ playing in different clubs, and now I'm doing a few festivals now here in Scotland and abroad. It just a whole diversity, man, and the whole support that is given to the industry and the musicians who, after obviously you've seen some artists who've made it out and have made it big worldwide, and you can tell like they still have that sort of Scottish part of them that never leaves, so I really like that about Scotland.
That's a big thing of what we're all about, is we love promoting up and coming artists, people who not everyone knows yet, but we hope to be one day one of the biggest names in Scottish music, promoting and getting more recognition worldwide about Scottish culture and the people inside it. Yeah. So you were mentioning some festival plans as well. Are there any festivals that you have plans to do next year? I know obviously because of the pandemic right now, there won't be any going on this summer, but did you have any bookings before?
Yeah, I had like Electric Fields, I was going to play there because I played there before. And then also I had like Canada Music Week, which is sort of like a mini festival where independent artists kind of come together, network, meet people who work in the industry, and I also had something in Coachella on a small stage because obviously I'm upcoming, so you gotta like take up these gigs and it's kind of get yourself out there. So I had like those ones booked this year, but everything's just kind of been pushed till next year, and I'm kind of like sending emails and see who's interested. But I was looking forward to that, so now I'm kind of like stuck to making music in the house and making videos for the upcoming music that I've got coming up. So that's good as well, to kind of keep creative,
And do you know if those places that you had booked before, are they just getting moved forward, or are you going to have to try and book those places again?
I think like two of them, like Canada Music Week and the Coachella, they've been moved from next year. They're like, okay, next year we'll have you again, but I haven't heard from like Electric Fields because it was quite a hard one to get. That's the other thing as well. Like it's when you an upcoming artist here in Scotland, you don't really get to easily perform on these big stages. They start you on small stages, and you kind of like grow yourself up. Even when you get an opportunity like this and it goes away, you have to like kind of like fight, get it back. But it's been positive, man. I'm just kind of doing my thing, getting the music out there to the right people, the right audience, and, keeping focused.
Yeah. And I know that you've opened for some pretty big names like The Game, J Hus, and Kygo and stuff. Do you have any favourite opening gigs you've done, or are there any people you'd like to open for in the future if you're going to be doing festivals and things like that?
Yeah, I could say maybe from the top, my best was Obi Twice, just because I know you probably know Obi Twice has worked with Eminem. Yeah. Because after I opened for him, he was a really cool, open-minded guy. He come backstage chatting to me and the guys that I was playing with, kind of giving us advice in the industry. He was really like open-minded. And in the game, the guy's like an A-list, so you know what it is. He says hi and that's it. He's out. Yeah. But Kygo, I opened for him. I put him on number last because I opened for him and he was also up and coming in Glasgow. And we did a really cool vibe gig together. I didn't even know who he was, until like he just blew up out of nowhere recently. I was like, holy shit, that's the guy I was doing a gig with. And he was really cool as well. And I think I don't know if he's from like Netherlands or somewhere. We didn't communicate properly as much English-wise, but, we tried to, chat a little bit. And, his set was sick, man. And he was like really open-minded. He was telling me about his experiences opening up in the first few gigs, give me a few advice on how to go about, finding my image and kind of getting myself out there. He was really cool as well. I took a picture of him with him, and then going back, I was like, shit, man, that's Kygo. Like, the guy's doing big things. So, yeah, that order, Obi Twice, The Game, and then Kygo, it was a really good experience, having those people who've been, like, there on top, and, they're really cool, man. I feel like you just have to, play good music, do, what the people want, and just kind of, people will eventually listen, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that was my experience, yeah.
And I know, other than music, you also are producing a comic book series as well, aren't you?
Yeah, it's. I felt like I've been kind of looking. I met this person who works for the industry. I was in New York, and he's like, I think it's important to find your image, and people like a lot of musicians, they do music, but you need to have something you give to the fans. And I felt like, with the story of where I come from, which is a really strong story, which I eventually show in the comic book, I feel like I wanted to tell my story of where I come from, and Scotland being my second home right now. Yeah. So I feel like if the fans went back with the story of this comic book character who is also a DJ, bring people together through music, but also fighting crime, it would be freaking awesome for people to kind of like take back home and everything. And man, that's how the idea came. And I feel like you can get to hear the music, but the music is also connected with all these stories, which I'm really passionate about as well.
And is it the artist who does the comic books? Is it the same? It's the same that does your like cover art for your songs and your albums as well, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to keep the same consistency. You know, like I don't know if you're a fan of like Marvel and DC. You know how they have things that are connected. So because I wanted to choose one person that we can talk things over, so that when he does a cover, it's kind of like connected to the comic book, either issue 1 or issue 2, and the characters that appear on the music. So I want to kind of infuse the stories and also bring in some musicians in the comic book, even if they're playing on a gig, and then have a conversation with them about music and go back to fighting crime. You know, I feel like it's really important because I also care about the up and coming musicians, man. It's a real struggle for musicians. So I feel like, you know, going the extra mile and giving the fans something to go back and read to.
And when's the first issue releasing?
It's coming out July 20th, but we already given out some free giveaways. So that's the first issue copy. So if you have some people that can win on your show and they want some free giveaways, I have a few to give out.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we can definitely. I don't know if we'll be able to do it tonight, but definitely you can reach out to me or any of the other people that you've been speaking to at Eaze Radio, and we'd love to do an event like that where we get to a giveaway. And
it's good because it's set in Glasgow. You see there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure that the city is kind of, you know, is the backdrop of the story, so that a lot of musicians are from Scotland, Glasgow, even because it branches to Edinburgh as well. They feel connected to the story. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. July 20th is gonna be available for everybody to buy.
And you live in Glasgow, but I'm guessing you've managed to do venues all over the country, right?
Yeah, I've been like, I don't know, everywhere. Edinburgh. I played in London. I've also played in Birmingham, but I've also been playing like abroad, like in Canada, Atlanta, and I was gonna have that gig in LA. So
yeah,
kind of like, you know, branching out, connecting with people. I think, you know, even if you're like a local musician, it's good to kind of like, you know, do little tours and go abroad, connect with other producers, other musicians, and people who work in the industry. It's pretty exciting stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm speaking personally because I'm from Edinburgh, and normally every year we've got the Fringe Festival, and there's loads of brilliant musicians and artists playing there. So, and it's sad that it's not happening this year, but obviously it's the safest option for everybody. But have you ever done a gig at the Fringe before, or would you be interested in
I'll be interested in doing the Fringe, actually. The Fringe, I think I did an application last year, and I think I was too late. I think the list was filled in for this year, and then it did not happen this year. So yeah, I would love to play at the Fringe, man. That would be pretty awesome, you know, just kind of like... Yeah, that's why I feel live on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing this music thing for now?
I've been DJing for like 8 years, man. 8 years. But obviously when I started off, I was playing like in clubs, local clubs in Glasgow and Edinburgh. But I've always said that I need the image for the DJ. I need DJ now. Because there's a lot of DJs, but so what's different about you? You know what I mean? Like if somebody asks me, okay, so why would I listen to you? Or why would I be interested in you as a DJ? I mean, I can make music. Everybody can make music. You know, but why would I wanted to go an extra mile and create an image for this DJ who's a comic book character, but also can reveal my face, you know, like if I'm doing studio sessions or if I'm meeting some musicians, and people can connect with me as well through stories and stuff like that, which I feel like is really important. So 8 years, and then I decided about 3-4 years ago to kind of like change the brand and rebrand and work on the mask. This is the first mask. You know how Spider-Man starts off making a mask, and then before you know, he's got like the real one that's gonna come in a year or two, you know, that looks really sick. So I'm kind of like going through the process so I can grow with the audience and the people who are interested in the character.
So the plan is to sort of like evolve the look as it goes on, and
you see how it looks like in the comic book. It's got a proper helmet and the whole full suit. So that's the final helmet that we're working on right now. It's gonna take some time, but we're working on it, and it's gonna feel awesome. So you can, you know, breathe properly, look sick, lights and everything will be good. It's gonna evolve as we go.
So do you have any favorite artists that you particularly are inspired by, or you'd want to work with one day when you make it big?
Like artists right now, I can say Coldplay. You know, I don't know if the Beatles are still doing stuff. I would love to do stuff with the Beatles. I would like to collaborate with people like Rihanna. I like people want to pop, Seer, you know. Beyonce, and I would like to do a hip hop record with Jay-Z. You know, I think that'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, and you know, I've got other DJs that I'd love to do little sets with, like Calvin Hollis. Obviously, he's got different genre of music, but imagine kind of infusing my genre and his, and just kind of, you know, I think that would be pretty awesome. Those are the artists right now, but I'm always looking, because my idea of a DJ is to, it's important for me to get music for artists who are upcoming and play it so people can hear it. So I'm open-minded to working with different artists, you know, kind of experiment with different sounds that have not been experimented on, and just kind of coming up with a new sound, man, and while, you know, collaborating with the best, you know.
That's sort of what we're hoping to do with these sessions as well, is to sort of create a network of these Scottish artists so that we all are able to like know each other and get people to work with each other and promote like their music along with other artists, and then do collabs as well. I think the important thing is networking, just getting everybody to, like, if you know people who are up and coming in Scotland, just promoting them as much as you can, and then if you're an artist yourself, reaching out to people and seeing if they can promote you as well, and just sort of making it sort of like a Scottish family of musicians rather than trying to everybody do it themselves, you know?
Yeah, because, I mean, think about it. If I come and collaborate with you and we do a song, you come to my audience and I come to your audience, and then you go and collaborate with somebody else, they're coming to my audience and coming to your new audience. So everybody becomes that family that you're talking about, which is, I feel like is really pretty awesome. I mean, like, I always look at these very successful musicians, man. Like, if they know each other and they've got that the love and support with each other, you can see. If someone does something, they're sharing it, they are collaborating, because everybody's benefiting and building that big, you know, fan base around everybody, you know?
Yeah. So, you've been at this for 8 years now, 3 years doing your current branding, but what's the process been like for you when you make a song? And has it changed in the time that you've started DJing, or are you still sort of maintaining the same process?
Yeah, before when I started off, because I was just mainly DJing, so I didn't know any idea of how to create a beat, whatever. But when I started upgrading to softwares like Serato, you know, I learned how to do little samples, and then I was just kind of like saving them off. You know, I wasn't sure what to do with them. So in the beginning there, I used to collaborate with producers who strictly know how to produce, you know. And then I'll be the executive producer, tell them my idea. You know, you start off with like a bit weird humming, and then old beat, you know. And then before you know, he's trying to create what you done. And then that's how it happened in the start, because obviously I was just on a DJ, so I didn't know how softwares worked. But with time, because I've been working with them, now I go back and create my own samples or lay off a bass line of what I want it to be, or a guitar. And then I'll get in the studio with other producers, and then they'll hear that, and then they'll add on their instruments. Because I believe that when you collaborate with people, you come out with the best, you know, the best product. Because if I do projects which are me ideas, it's gonna be just for me, you know. People would not feel like, oh, maybe I don't connect with it. But if you have people's opinions, like producers, maybe songwriters, you're able to kind of like, you know, be in the middle so people can relate to you, you know, different genres. So yeah, so now I'm able to create some of the sounds in my productions and then kind of work off with producers now, because I've had that experience working with them, and it's pretty awesome, man. I've worked with really cool producers, and these guys are passionate about music, so I'm always excited. Yeah. Cool. So it's changed. It's changed. Yeah. I've definitely learned, you know, from being a DJ to just kind of like producing now. Yeah.
Well, that's almost all the time we've got for you, but if there's anything in particular, I know we've talked about your comic and everything, but if there's anything you want to promote, now would be the time to do it.
I've got a new single coming out in 3 days, Dat Juice. It's a summer tune, you know. It's a track I created with a Swedish band that I met in New York called Jaded Jane, and one of my friends called Jake Lewis. We're on tour, so we we were in New York, we got lost, we ended up in parties, and then I got inspired to do this record. And we've been working on this for like a year and a half, man. So we decided finally to have it out in 3 days on DJ Eat Spotify. It's gonna be out, and that's when. And then I've got a comic book next month. So everybody's listening, they can go and just follow me, check it out. And if they follow me on Instagram, I can do a few giveaways for comic books. I've got 40 to give out for free, so the first 40 to get in the next month, I will just send them free comic books. Plus, I'll send a few for you as well.
Oh, I appreciate it. But thank you so much for coming on. It's been really good to speak to you, to meet you. And everyone, make sure you check out DJ AT's socials, and he's on all streaming platforms. So, yeah, thank you so much, man.
I appreciate it. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Okay, so next we're going to be talking to Quail, but if you're just joining us, you can, as always, if you've missed the first part, or if you're going to miss any of the later parts of the session, if you can't make it, you will be able to watch this on the Eaze Radio Instagram account as an IGTV video. But I'm going to check just now, see if Quail is able to join us.